Hello, people. I have no idea what time it is. I just gave my kid my phone and the computer is cracked just like right where the time would be. So I'm saving up for a new computer, don't worry. But till then, I'm gonna hang out here. Yesterday, well, last time, oh, haha, I was gonna tell you the story about Weston's middle name, but Christine's already here. Tell you another time.
Hi.
Hello.
Hold on 1 second.
I can hear you. That's great.
Hold on. I'm bad at technology.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
I spent the last like hour and a half trying to add an electronic signature to my email, and I could not get it to work for the life of me. I'm like, I just wasted so much of my time trying to get this. Just know how bad I am with technology. So, how are you? It's good to meet you officially.
Yes, hello. Nice to meet you. What was your name again?
It's Elise. It was
Elise.
like
Christine.
nice to meet you. I think Nikki connected us. Am I right, Nikki Graham?
Yes. She works for Grassroots, and I have spent a few festivals partying with her. So
You had said you went to like, did you say 30 festivals a year-ish?
so for 3 years I did. The first year I did like 21. The second year I did 27.
Oh my
And
God.
then the third year, I think I did like 25 or 26. So yeah, I met her a few times through some of the bigger festivals she was at. She didn't do a ton of them. But when I saw her, she was always excited to hang out with me and connect. So
Yeah, she's a sweet one for sure.
yes.
What was like, did you have a favorite festival that you worked? Or okay, wait, let's start from the beginning. So what are you doing at these festivals? Let our guests know.
Okay, so I work for Norline of Freedom Designs. It's a women's clothing company. I helped manage the booth, manage the little girls that worked for us. Even I helped drive us cross country. I sold clothes. I built the booth. With the help of obviously Felix, who is Norlina's partner and baby daddy.
Oh.
And they have 2 children together. And and she was there for a lot of the festivals. But I started working for her when she got pregnant. And she said, we need someone to come on who we know and trust.
Yeah.
Side note, I've been friends with her partner Felix since I was 12.
Right. So you'd
And
be like the mama bear, you know?
yeah, so I've been around and they wanted me to join, and it turned out to be a pretty good fit. I was a manager for a long time at my other job, so I was able to problem solve and whatnot, and manage the workers we had. So yeah, that's what I did for them for 3 years. And this year would have been probably my last year of doing it. But then COVID happened. So the last festival we did in 2020, oh my God, I keep forgetting it's January 2021. So the last festival that I went to was Okeechobee, March of 2020, right as the pandemic was sort of taking hold in China and moving into America.
Like
And
February.
I was scared then when we were in Florida,
Yeah.
and I was being a crazy person, and I told all the girls, don't drink out of my cups, don't share cigarettes, don't do things, don't kiss.
Hey, that's fair. You don't really think about how many germs are swapped until you really think about it, and then you're like,
Oh,
oh.
yeah, and we all at festivals, like in the Norlina booth, we share everything. We share cups of water, we
Yeah.
share drinks, alcohol, cigarettes, we're hugging, kissing each
Yeah.
other on the cheek,
Totally.
just being close constantly. So I will say it's so different being in the world we are in now after being in this community of people where we are close all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I really hope we go back to germ swapping, honestly, but
I mean, okay, I got sick a lot at festivals because of the
yeah,
germ
well,
swap.
true. It was true. I just talked about this on Tuesday with another guest. Is that we're used to getting really, really sick because we don't get a
Yes.
lot of sleep and we're talking a lot and screaming at shows and like it's just
Yeah.
you, it's
Yeah.
rough. So,
And I was working like 16 hours a day, and then I
yeah,
go party.
yeah.
I didn't party every night. I actually, it got to a point in the second festival season where I had to like really reel it back, because
Yeah.
when you're going to 20 plus festivals a year, you're like, okay, I can't party every weekend.
I go to summer camp one weekend of the summer, and I swear it takes me like 5 weeks to recover my voice after summer camp because I just,
Yeah.
at least finally, like 2019, I wisened up and realized I was losing my voice mostly because I was like screaming the words to every Humphreys song, and
Yeah.
then my voice was gone by the first night, So once I started lip syncing instead of singing,
Yeah.
my voice kind of saved itself a little bit, but you still get like all that dirt in your lungs
Yeah.
and you're sharing things with people and stuff.
Yeah.
Bound to get
It's
sick. Plus,
it's
no sleep and like participating in things like really kind of crashes your immune system. You don't want to get really sick, so you do need the break,
yeah.
like you said.
Yeah, and there's definitely some festivals where I was like, I don't care about who's playing tonight. I'm just going to make money till we close and go
Yeah,
pass out.
yeah,
Like, anyways. But yeah, it's been a weird, it was sort of a blessing in disguise for me because I needed to transition into a different part of my life.
yeah.
But I miss my community. I miss the friendships, and I would say in particular the friendships with women that I developed that I did not have before I started working for Norlina. And she really is a very strong influence in my life. And I'm grateful for the opportunity she gave me to work with her and with these women, because it was a whole different experience for me.
Right. It's so nice when you find that, like, I don't know, just like that sisterhood kind of thing, like, unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people get that. So it's cool that you're able to get it with. So it's Noralina is the designer, correct?
Yeah.
And then do she and her partner make the things together? Or does
So
she just,
so they go to India
okay.
and they work with tailors and they used to spend 3 to 4 months in India a year. Um, you know, she makes the first prototype. They go there to India. They pick out all the fabrics. They sit there with the workers, work on the clothes, and like check everything. Her partner Felix is the man behind everything. he he books the festivals. He deals with the money. He deals with the logistics, and so they're a great team, and they really have made something extremely successful. And I was so happy to be part of it. And it became more successful in 2017. It was on its way up. And then when I joined, I mean, it just kept going.
Yeah.
And we really had a lot of great successes. And I hope if it does come back this year or next year, I will join the bigger festivals. I don't know. It's just something about being with all these people all day.
I don't know. I don't know. I seriously, I could talk about festivals all day. I was so impressed when you said that. I was like, man, that is just the coolest, because like it's just a different like energy and vibe, and you really build a mini community, be it like your group that you're camping with or like the people that you work with and are like really doing long, exhausting days a lot of the time. And like the heat, I know at summer camp, like it's always 1,000,000 degrees there. So you know?
Yeah. Not only the heat, if there's rain or there's wind,
The wind is the worst with those tents.
yes, I've also experienced snow at a festival, but that was here, give me 1 second. I was at a festival in I wasn't working the festival, I was just a party goer in 2011 or something, and it fucking started snowing in the middle of the night.
Oh no.
It was
Where
so
were you?
in Yosemite. It's
Oh,
here in Northern California.
God, though.
Yeah, I was really, really high in my tent, and all of a sudden it started snowing, and I was like, oh, this is happening right now.
All right then, guess go with it or something. Jeez. I don't know if it would be, I feel like I I don't know if I would take snow or rain. You know, like the cold rain, like 50-degree and like cold all day rain. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've been to a lot of Midwest fests, but like that there's a very good chance you're gonna get one of those where it's just like you're freezing and wet all weekend. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it's tough because
It's
then you
I
also
would I would prefer a little bit of rain over the humidity. I
of course,
cannot
of course.
stand the humidity. Trying to
Oh
dress girls
yeah,
in 100% humidity, they don't want it. They're like, we don't want to try clothes on. I'm like,
no.
put the damn dress on.
You're right. Okay, so I'm wondering is you have been at summer camp, right? Freedom Design, have they not?
I haven't. I don't know if the clothing brand has been. I think
Just
we
know my
tried.
friend is like really into like slow fashion. I think that's what she calls it. I don't really know. I don't know that much about fashion, but she always buys from like people who hand make their stuff and like really are picky about the materials they use and all that stuff, you know. That's she like prefer to give her money in that direction. So I was just kind of wondering if maybe it was the same one, but it probably wasn't. I'm just trying to make connections where they aren't. But
um, but anyways, yeah, so like I said, 3 seasons with them. Norlina had her baby in 2017, and I sort of took over as the woman in charge. Obviously, she will always be in charge, but you know, I it was an interesting experience. And the one thing I will say that I got out of it that is the most fulfilling is that I made women feel good about themselves every day.
yes, yes,
Um,
love that.
I would have, and for a little like background context, I would like be a plus size woman in you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, totally. The
yeah,
sizes, no
classically
size,
I'm plus size.
sure.
So,
No sizes.
um, I I have large breasts, I have a big butt, I have big hips, I'm curvy. So I actually was a really and Norline's clothes are definitely made for those type of women. But when I came along, it took it to a whole new level because these women would come into the booth and they would see me and they're like, if she can wear that, I can wear it.
It's
Um,
goosebumps. Just
yeah.
oh my god.
And it's powerful to have a woman come in and she's looking at clothes and she's like, I can't fit into any of this. I was like, listen, we are the same size.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick out some outfits for you, try them on. I will get you in them. And I would say 90% of the women I put clothes on, they buy.
That's awesome. That's
And small, large, medium, whatever. You know, I myself have had really bad self-esteem issues my whole life. And when one year I was at a festival with Norlina working for her, this is before I became part of the business. They just invited me along and she said, you need to wear tighter clothes. She put an outfit on me that was tighter. Things changed for me after that.
I love that.
I recognized that my curves were amazing and my body was great no matter what weight I was at.
Yeah.
And so I took that with me for the next 3 years working with them. And it just didn't matter what size the girl was. I was able to make her recognize that she is beautiful and that she can wear these clothes, even though it seems like it's only for petite, small women. It's like, no, 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 this is for all women. I'm going to get you in this dress. Don't worry.
I would even go so far as to say it looks better on females with curves, coming from a woman who has none. I'm like, I look like a boy. I have to wear, like, I have, I don't have any curves, and it's stupid that I don't fit into anything, but like I totally understand the like not feeling like your body is going to look good in something. But that's the thing about like really particularly made clothing, though. It's not
Yeah.
like mass produced, so it can fit really well, like I feel
Yeah.
like that's a huge difference.
And even I would say women with your body type, I would have them come in, and I can't see your body, but women who are like quite small and they're like, nothing's gonna fit me in here, and I'm like, oh yes it will. I will tie it tight enough that it'll fit you. And guess what, they usually buy it. So
Right. I love that. And I think things fit me. They just don't maybe look as good as they would on a curvy body type. You know what I mean? Like I always see a girl with like a beautiful ass or like gorgeous boobs, and I'm like, why? I want gorgeous boobs too, but they're just not there.
yeah, and it's something about Nora Linus clothes. It doesn't matter what body type you have. It accentuates all the parts that you want to, and we have accessories to add on to it, like body chains that really just add a nice sparkle to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it is incredible how many women I have been able to change their whole weekend.
I bet.
And
You
I think
feel
at
good.
festivals, that's so important for women, to feel we use festivals as a way to escape our life,
Mhm.
to escape this this bullshit that right now in particular it's terrible, but
Absolutely.
we use festivals to escape our life, and we save money all year. This is our one time a year that we're going to go out, and these women come in and are like, I've been saving money. I want something sexy to wear all weekend. And whether they're single or partnered, they buy something and they feel good. And I've had girls come back to me Monday morning still wearing the same outfit. And you can tell they've had a bit of a rough weekend,
Sure.
but they're still looking good because they're in this beautiful outfit, and they're like, I feel amazing. I want to thank you so much for the way you dressed me and convinced me to buy this. So that
That's so
that is probably the most fulfilling part, is making these women feel good, because maybe in the rest of our lives we don't feel good. We
right.
we work boring jobs or whatever, and we want to feel really sexy for one weekend.
Yeah.
And especially if they have boyfriends and they come in and the boyfriends see them, or
Oh
husbands or
yeah. That's like,
partners,
yes.
they're like, yes, buy that now.
Definitely wear that. I like it. Yeah, that's rad. I think it's so important to help people, man or woman, feel better about what they look like. You know what I mean? And how how you look sometimes dictates how you feel. And if you're wearing something gorgeous,
Yeah.
like for instance, I have, right, like a necklace my friend gave me that's a copper like marigold, and I
Oh,
just think it's
cute.
like they coated it, like it's a real flower in there, and I'm just like, that's insane. And it just makes me feel a little bit like magical when I wear it, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
feel like those outfits do the same thing. They just feel a little bit magical. I mean, I have this idea in my head, and I don't know if it's the right company or not, but I feel like
Well, definitely, when we're done with this call, go onto the Instagram. I can message you, and at the end of this, I can plug that stuff.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And they have a great Etsy and a great website. And yeah, it's been a journey for myself, being part of the company and coming into my body. I would even say my sexuality around the clothes. The community I've grown, going to festivals every weekend, you see the same vendors, and you become close with them. And those are my friends. And then also I would see the same women 5, 10, 15 times a year. They come in and buy something every festival.
Yeah, they
And they're
know
like,
they're gonna see you.
yeah, and they know my name, and I'm like, sorry, I don't remember your name, but I do remember you.
No, I've seen you.
I mean, there's weekends where I am working 12, 13 hours straight nonstop, and I don't remember every person's name, but I do remember their face and I remember what they bought. So
Right. Exactly. That's the important stuff. It's like when I was bartending, I might not know your name, but I know what you drink.
exactly.
Is the important thing, you know? Okay, so you've talked a lot, like you have many triumphs, it sounds like you've had a pretty good experience being a woman in the music community. Do you have any like tribulations, kind of like, not, I don't want to say traumas, but like struggles just like being a woman in
Um,
such an environment?
yeah, I would say there's definitely some misogyny from, I might have, luckily I deal with a lot of women, but I do have some men that come in and think I'm stupid and are trying to get things for a lower price. I know this is very trivial. That's one of
Oh,
them.
but it
Yeah.
matters.
I'm like, no, I'm not going to give it to you for less. I am not stupid and I'm not as high as you are. So get the fuck out. um, I guess some other stuff is just, I guess sexual harassment generally in the festival scene. It's a huge problem.
Absolutely.
And I haven't experienced it as much as other women. Just, I'm not saying that I'm stronger than anyone. I have this way about me that no one fucks with me.
Sure.
But there's, it's definitely there. I have been to shows where men grab my ass and I'm like, don't fucking touch me.
Yeah.
I did not consent to you touching me. I don't want you on me. Um, I mean, I guess the other tribulations is if I do drink too much, there's that worry. I'm blessed in the sense that I can handle myself. I
Sure.
will say I have witnessed a lot of my younger female friends not be able to handle themselves. And for example, I found one of our workers in a K-hole in the crowd, and I said, we carried her back to our booth, and in the morning I was like, you can't fucking do that shit. You can't be taking drugs from random guys. Like, you could get raped, something could happen to you. Like,
That shit is so
so
scary.
I don't know. It's weird because I haven't experienced as many tribulations as other women, but I definitely have seen it.
Yeah, you see it happen.
I
Yeah.
see it
Yeah.
in front of me.
Yeah.
I see, especially around drugs and alcohol. I mean, these things are used to coerce women into doing things, DJs, people higher up in the music scene, cocaine, ketamine, alcohol. They're offering these things to women. They're offering backstage passes, whatever, to get these women close. And then I'm not saying all of them do it. I'm just saying it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate. And there's a few DJs in the past couple of years that have gotten a lot of trouble for doing that stuff, and it's hard to watch. It's hard because it could have been me, it could have been one of my friends. And
Totally.
yeah, I don't know, I feel really lucky that I haven't gone through as much because I've had such a strong community, and I've used that to pass that information on to other women that I work with.
Which is so important. It's so important.
And yeah, just because so I'm 32, and so I was 28 when I started working for Norlina, and And a lot of girls that worked for us were 20,
Yeah.
21,
I was gonna say,
22.
I remember being that idiot. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, not that your coworkers are idiots, but like,
Yeah.
I'm totally 1,000% an idiot when
Yeah.
I was 19, 20, 21. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, not smart. And going to these festivals and things and being not smart at these, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's so scary. And we have to be grateful, right? That we have had decent experiences given what could have
Yeah.
happened, you know?
And so I always forget about this thing, but I was seeing a guy once at a festival and I hooked up with him. And then I saw him at another festival later in the year and we were both camped in production. And I was very drunk and I woke up and he was in my tent and things were happening that I had not consented to.
Sure.
I started crying and that is the first time something like that's ever happened to me at a festival. And I was like, you need to get out of my tent, like get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I texted him in the next day and I said, do not ever talk to me again. Like I don't care what I said to you. I did not consent to that. Like, I'm not gonna like get you in trouble or anything, like whatever, but like don't ever fucking talk to me again.
Yeah.
I always forget about that because like,
Kind of
you
blacked
know,
out, I feel like. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not
And
something
so
you want to focus on.
yeah, definitely not. But so that is one thing I have experienced where, you know, anyways, I started going to festivals when I was 14.
Mhm.
So like I've built up a strong like tolerance to bullshit for men.
Yeah, well, that's good, you know. I feel like I was very naive about all of it because, well, I was raised Catholic for one, so there's that piece.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I went to college and was like, batty, you know what I mean? Like, I got pregnant sophomore year, like
Yeah.
after seeing Humphreys for the first time. But soon after that, I started going to festivals because I loved Humphreys so much. So
Yeah.
it all worked out in the end. But it is it really, I mean, in that actual situation was very similar where, yes, I was at a party and yes, I asked my son's biological father if I could sleep in his room for a little bit because I was too drunk and I just needed to rest. It's like overwhelmed, you know, as a
Yeah.
party. And we had broken up, but we still had all the same friends. So we were just trying to be chill about it, you know, because we didn't date for that long to begin with. We're like, we're better off friends. It's fine. But woke up the next morning and didn't even, okay, this is too much information for every single person out there.
Okay.
I promise you. And if you're a male, you will just be utterly appalled. But I'm going to say it anyway. That when I woke up the next morning, I found my tampon was like jammed in me and I had to literally go in and retrieve it.
Yeah.
And as a woman, I know I would not have consented to having sex with a tampon in my vagina.
No, we don't like that.
So but at the same time, I was trashed. He was trashed. We may have been both blacked out. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't there to see what happened. So, wow, back in the day, I would have really been like, this fucking rape. Like, now that I'm grown and I see like my beautiful child that I got at the time, I felt utterly disgraced and violated, right?
Yeah.
But
And I
I'm
think
19, you know.
as women though, we make that excuse though.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was drunk. I was on drugs.
Right.
I may have said yes. The thing
Well,
is that none of that matters.
right. Well, I just know that if I don't know what I said because I was blacked out, how could I expect him to know what he said when he was blacked out?
Yeah.
Because he absolutely 1,000 billion% would get blacked out every single night of the week. He's an alcoholic. He is now recovered, thankfully.
Yeah.
And he's a great person. He's the great person that I thought he would have been.
Yeah.
You know, I just was 19 and I didn't realize it wasn't just like college partying. It was like,
Yeah.
he's a straight up alcoholic.
Yeah.
And it took him several years to even realize, like, or
Yeah.
at least come to terms with it and then be able to heal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't want to say that's what it was, because in this particular case, and I'm not saying this goes for any other situation, but just this particular one, it really does seem like he may have been blacked out and like just
Yeah.
having sex with his drunk girlfriend.
Yeah.
I guess I'm definitely giving him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
given who he is now when he's sober, I feel
Yeah.
like the alcohol absolutely had a part in how he acted, and it definitely had a part in how I acted. You know, whether it was
Yeah.
blacked out, which again, being blacked out, don't ever have sex with a woman if she's blacked out and passed out. But
Yeah.
that's, you know, that should be a given, right? If
Yeah.
I'm asleep, you don't.
Yeah. And I've had friends who were very drunk at festivals or even at shows, and after shows they go home with someone and they had sex with the person, and the next morning they're like, I was really drunk, like I didn't consent to that. I was like, well, listen, you need to like, but it's hard. It sucks because we want, as women, we don't want to seem difficult, but that shouldn't matter anymore.
No. Oh no, we get to be difficult. It's called like knowing what you want.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely, I guess, so yes, back to the tribulations. That's one thing I experienced. And just being over sexualized as a woman at festivals. And if there's this balance of, you know, being empowered as a woman and wearing these clothes that are super sexy, and but I don't think that's an excuse to
Oh,
sexually
no.
harass me.
No. I can dress how I want, especially when you guys can run around in fucking like a banana hammock most of the time and not get yelled at. But if we go topless, it's like a
Yeah.
freaking crime. You know,
But
it's
and at
hot.
festivals it,
Like you want to be comfortable, right? If
yeah,
nothing
and
else.
at festivals I feel like it's a little different though. Like,
Oh, you can run around
yeah,
topless.
you can run around naked and it's
Absolutely.
fine.
Painted or however. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the one exception to the rule, I suppose. But outside of that, I guess, I'm just like, if it's a summer day and 105 degrees outside, I'm going to be wearing a bathing suit. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, what? We're humans. We get hot. What the fuck?
Yeah.
If nothing else, I like looking sexy as much as the next lady, but I'm saying
Yeah.
for practicality purposes,
Yeah.
you know, dudes walk around with no shirt all the time, no problem. Women, it's like, the fuck? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it wouldn't be. I was like nervous about nursing my baby. Like, what? Because, you know, in my own house, I'm like, this is weird. My other son is 12. What do I do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I want to normalize it, but at the same time, I went to Catholic school till third grade, right? Like I
Yeah.
am like still getting, you know, comfortable in any of that, you know? And so
Yeah.
it's just kind of
Yeah. Norlina, she actually is pretty, um, she's someone who made me very comfortable about just being naked generally. Like when we're in the booth and like we have the tarps up and it's closed, you know, we might just be naked as soon as we get out of our tent. We might just be taking our clothes off right in the booth. And even with the booth open, we're used to just taking our top off. And she just would feed her baby while doing whatever. Didn't matter.
yeah,
She didn't care.
yeah,
And that's what I love about her, is that she's like, I don't care.
yeah.
Unless we were like in a pretty conservative place, like we traveled to Malaysia a couple years ago, and like they're very conservative, so she would like cover up her boob.
Yeah.
But at festivals it's just like whatever. And
Especially at festivals, I feel like that would be like one of the most comfortable places to do it, you know?
yeah, and her child Sapphira, um she definitely learned from us, because she sees me, her mother, the workers, all these women taking their clothes on and off all day. Sapphira just takes her clothes off in the middle of the booth and starts pulling other clothes off and putting them on.
That's adorable. That's so cute. She's like, yes,
It would drive me crazy. I'm like,
sure. Like, okay.
well, not only that, she's like, there's a naked baby, and I shouldn't like think that way, but I'm like, she's disturbing what I'm doing. But Norlina's like, what do you expect? She sees us getting naked all day.
Yeah, like this is what she is used to. It's just right. It's okay. No,
that was another thing, was I had never been around a baby.
oh yeah. Babies are naked all the time.
Oh my God. Like
all the time.
the first festival that Sapphira or Norlina brought Sapphira to, Sapphira was like 12 weeks old.
Oh,
Like she was
that's awesome.
young.
Yeah.
And it was a different experience. But anyways, so 2018 is when Norlina started coming back on full time and working, and oh my, just it's different. Like I was like this third parent that I did not sign up to be.
Definitely.
But because I was like, this is my family, I'm just doing it. And I'll be honest, I do not want a child.
You sound just like my best friend. Like I feel like I would do the same shit to her. I'd be like, "Yep, you're watching the baby," and she'd be like, "What the fuck?" But she also doesn't want kids, but she wants to be the cool aunt. So it's chill, you know. But I get it. If you don't have kids, it's
weird. And it was different for them too. This was their first kid. Like they were also learning what it was like to be with a child and travel full time and drive 18 hours straight with a child in the car and no sleep and pooping and peeing and screaming. And
yeah, that 18-hour drive was supposed to be 15, and then they had to stop every
talk about an 18-hour drive turning into a 30-hour drive.
Yep. That's just crazy. I mean, I have two. It's crazy. It's every time I'm like, what?
Yeah, they just had their second kid in January or February, and it's probably good that they're getting this break with their children.
1,000%. Because I feel like I was blessed because this year I got both of them. So I had the 12-year-old home to help too. Yeah. And the 12-year-old and the baby for like months. And then it was summer break. It was great. But like, obviously it sucks for a lot of people, but it's been pretty all right for me. So I'm grateful for that. But it probably is glorious to have two kids at home and have time at home. It sucks to not have an income, but if they're online or something, are they online at all?
Yeah, so we do online stuff, and they actually live down in Mexico right now. They're doing fine. They're doing just fine. But yeah, so we have an online store, and I mean, definitely there's going to be a hit from this year of not having or last year not having festivals. But I think when things come back to life, I think they're going to be better than ever. I think people are going to be ready to go again, and we're going to be ready to get back into the community and be with these people and have these shared experiences with men and women, or women and men, excuse me. Women first. And yeah, I think I was ready to get out, and I definitely still am not in that space if I don't want to work full time again.
Sure.
But there will be nothing like having shared experiences with thousands of people in a crowd, hundreds of people in a booth throughout the day, connecting, seeing people in all levels of inebriation.
Yes.
Whether they're sober, but they're high on life, which I can respect,
It's great. It's perfect.
or they're on acid trying to try on one of our tops that makes no sense. Um,
I
I
I can relate.
I have talking about tribulations. Be a woman on acid trying to try on some clothes in a booth you've never been in before.
With people you've never met before.
And I have had way too much information thrown at me during like,
I bet. Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
it's incredible how comfortable you get. You're in a booth,
Yeah.
and our experience inside our booth, I feel like, is different than other booths. Like, we have 2 changing rooms. You have personal shoppers pretty much. Like, me
Right.
and the workers are the ones that are like, all right, put the clothes on, come out to the mirror. I'm going to show you how to tie this. I'm going to show you how to accessorize. It's different than other
An
booths, and so it
experience.
makes it a more inclusive experience. So these women think it's okay to tell me their life story.
Kind of like the hairdresser.
I'm like, no, no, no. Let's focus on one thing. Just look in the mirror, please.
Oh God, ask a woman on acid to look in a mirror.
I mean, not only acid, other things, like
Oh, I'm sure.
just so drunk coming into the booth to try on clothes. And there's sometimes I have patience for it and sometimes I don't.
Oh,
But when I do have patience for it, it's funny. And I usually can sell them the clothes because it actually looks good on them. But I definitely have had some girls on acid who are in the changing room. And they're like, I can't figure this out. And they're like, this inside, like inside one of the tops, like trying to figure it out. I'm like, oh, I'm like, just come out. You have your bra on. Just come out and I'll put the top on you. Um,
that's
or,
hilarious.
you get the people on cocaine who are just talking way too much. And I'm like, okay, calm down. Just calm down. So one of my favorite things is late at night when everyone's at the stages and all the vendors are open and the customers that come in just touch every single.
They're tripping nuts. They don't want to
They're
buy anything. They
they're
just want to.
and we have mannequins for every single outfit. So we probably have like 40 mannequins.
Oh,
They're just like the just short mannequins to put the clothes on, no
yeah.
head or anything. But so like the outfit is on the mannequin, so they're just touching every single thing. And usually I just stay on the couch and I'm like, just let me know if you need anything, and then they just leave. I'm like, oh, thank God, because I can't deal with you.
You just temporarily enjoy the clothes and then move on. That's hysterical.
It's definitely, I mean, people say to me, wow, that sounds like such a great life. And I'm like, it is great, but there's a lot of things that go into this.
Absolutely. I feel like 30 in a year is a lot. Like, just given how much it does, like how much does go into it.
Yeah.
But that's two and a half a month, or 3 a month, right? 3 10.
For me,
I can't do math, but like,
right, for how many festivals I do.
yeah, how when you were doing it.
Oh, every weekend
Yeah,
for
which is
6-7 months.
that's depleting. That is
Yeah.
so much. So I feel like if it was broken up at least like every other weekend or something, so you had some time to rejuvenate, it might be more substantial. Or no, that's not the word I wanted. Substantial. Nope.
Sustaining.
Sustainable. Yeah.
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 And it definitely, because it's only 6 to 7 months out of the year, it is sustainable.
Yeah.
And it is a great life, but it's not as easy as people may think it seems. And when I have customers come in who are rude or are like, that costs too much, can I have a better deal? And it's like, sure, but and I don't want to say this to them because it's rude, but it's like, do you understand how much work it takes for us to be here?
Right. Right.
Like we aren't making millions,
No.
and this is a lot of work. Like, I'm not
No,
working
and
3
it's like
hours a
back breaking,
yeah,
on
like I
your
have
feet all
sciatica and knee problems, okay?
yeah, it's not easy for like to stand on your feet anywhere for like that amount of time. Because you said what, 16 hours or something? So
Yeah, 12 to 16 hours a day
yeah,
depending on the festival.
that hurts every part of your body no matter what. Like you're
Yeah.
just tired, and then you still want to hang out with people after. And you have to set up and shit. Like it's like
Yeah.
physical work. Like there's so many aspects of it that are just sheerly exhausting that like to expect anyone to like cut the price is just goofy to me, especially when it's
Yeah.
like detailed work.
Yeah. And in the end, all of it is worth it. Everything I've gotten from this experience has changed me for who I am. I have a strong community of women across the country now, just everywhere. And because I'm older than them, they do still ask me for advice, or when I see them, they want to tell me about how their life is going, and they call me mom sometimes, which I don't appreciate because I am only 5 years older than them.
Don't want kids, don't call me
Yeah,
mom.
but it feels good to have women look up to me, and because another thing is that, like, I'm a pretty sexual person. I'm open sexually. I used to be involved in kink and BDSM, and obviously it's very hard now because it's COVID. But they respected me for my sexuality, and they're like, "Wow, Christine, how do you feel so beautiful and sexually empowered?" And I was like, I don't know. This is just the way it is. And
Yeah.
you can get there yourself. It's just you have to feel comfortable enough in your body to get there. So that was another thing I really loved, is that they did look up to me and they did want advice, or they were excited to hang out with me because I never had that before.
Right. Okay, I gotta ask you, since you're 32 and I'm 32, when's your birthday?
My birthday just happened. It was on January 2nd.
Nice. I just talked to a girl, Megan, on Tuesday, and she's also 32, and she turns 33 next month.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. We've been in the same age range, which is pretty neat too. For the most part, give or take maybe a couple years here and there, but like the people I've talked to so far, it seems like our age gap specifically is like, hey, I really remember being a 20-year-old woman who could have used some guidance. At least for me, I feel that I wouldn't trade anything I've experienced, but it would have been cool. Like women would have been supportive of each other, you know what I mean? And I think it takes some guidance from up here, you know what I mean? Like someone a little bit older than you that has experienced the same kind of things,
Yeah, and that's how I felt with the girls I worked with who were in their early 20s. I'd give them shit for being unsafe, and
well, that's what you call them, little girls, I would assume.
Yeah. And they're gonna do whatever they want to do, but I feel better that I said something to them.
Right. You're at least doing your due diligence. Like, hey.
Or if I saw them in the crowd too fucked up, I'd
make sure they're safe.
I can't say I've always done it, but I have done it a few times where I am like, all right, are you okay? Do you need anything? Like, you want water? Like, I have one friend.
It's always hard to tell, like,
yeah,
if you're gonna be that annoying, like, you don't want to be a buzzkill. There is just a dangerous point where, like, they're truly jeopardizing themselves, and that I think is like when you should say something. I don't think that it's our job to regulate or moderate how women are partying, right? Like, do that. But if you're like really jeopardizing yourself, like, surely I will step in and make sure that it stops,
Yeah, and yeah, I've had a few instances where I've had to step in and just be like, you need to chill,
Yeah,
like, or if someone's working for us in the middle of their shift and they're already drunk, and I'm like, stop.
right.
Like we had a rule that was just like, you need to be sober when you come to your shift.
Well, yeah, dude. Like, I mean, that's.
Okay, but we're at a festival, so
Wait,
it's like,
okay, so how does that work though? Like, are they volunteers? Like, are they local usually? The people who are
no.
working, or they
So
travel with
the
you?
the the girls that work for us, it's like an extended friend group, just this extended web of people that one woman in particular, Courtney Schwenk, she started working for us in 2017 as an intern, and she really helped spread the brand in a way with women her age. And so she would find people that were her friends to work for us, or people on Instagram were following us, and we would post something that says, hey, we're going to be at this festival. Do you want to work for us?
Oh,
You have to pay for your own way there, but we'll pay for your ticket. You work 5 hours a day, and we give you an outfit, and basically we feed them all day if they want it. If
right.
they're there and we have food, they're eating it.
So you get them
Um,
in, you get them fed, and they get an outfit.
yeah. So we don't pay them, but they do get their tickets,
Right.
and they get their, I mean, it's a 5 hour shift. There's some companies, I'm not going to name any names, but they make you work all day. And, this just works better for us because um, Felix and Orlina, they enjoy festivals. They know what it's like to go out at night and party and want to have fun and not know that, oh, fuck, 10 a.m. I have to work 16 hours.
Yeah.
Um, I was a manager, so I had to work the 16. But
I
whatever.
love
It's
bitches.
it's fine for me. I was getting paid.
Right,
Um,
right. But so
so
they're volunteers.
yeah, it was a good system. It worked
That's
out well, and we had people who would travel with us for a whole month,
that's
and
cool.
they'd hop in the van, the van, get in the van, and let's go.
I love that. I love that. And now I'm definitely gonna follow on Instagram and like volunteer with you guys. I
Yeah.
just volunteer. Like I did that at summer camp one year where I like kind of worked for them, but I got my ticket and I didn't work. Like I was an ambassador, right? So I'm like
Okay.
getting people pumped up on the festival they're already at, basically,
Yeah.
is what it felt like. So it was really simple. But it was a shit ton of walking and stuff, But it was like,
Yeah.
okay, my ticket was paid for. That's solid. I didn't ever do it again. It just was a lot, right? Like it felt like a lot of work. And like you said, if I was only working 5 or 6 hour shifts, but it was like,
It's
oh my God,
exhausting.
I've been walking all day and now I'm gonna go right to this show. My body hates me. Like, what?
Yeah.
Stay up till 5 and then
Yeah.
I have to be at my shift at 10 with no phone or alarm, just like the will of God. Like, please let me wake up, you know?
Yeah. I mean, even these girls, like, I commend them because they're still young and they can stay up till 5 a.m.
Absolutely.
I
Oh, yeah,
can't,
no, I could never do that now.
I
I was
can't
like, just
do
kill
it.
me.
I'm like, kill me now.
Yeah,
I'm not going to deal with people all day. But yeah, these girls that work for us, they're fucking troopers, and they kill it, and they represent the brand. They wear the shit out of the clothes. Um, and they're just so pleasant. I would say 99% of them are amazing and pleasant, and you know, we're not as close as we were during festivals, but we still like each other's pictures on Instagram. We
yes,
comment, we say, hey, I miss you, I love you. Like,
you stay connected
we
ish,
stay
but
connected. And I'm telling you, once we're all back in the same booth or at the same festival,
it's me
it's
so
gonna
good.
be a shit show. I can't wait.
Seriously. Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like that was a very natural place to stop. I can't wait, right? Like festivals when they come back. It's gonna, and like you say, just like being able to be with your people like all together and not be like either panicked about it or shamed about it or
Yeah.
just even worried about it. It's just a lot, so hopefully we get past it soon and we can hit up some more festivals. Definitely want to come to California. I guess I wanted to wrap up, but then I was like, do you only go to festivals in California or are you all over the
Oh
place?
yeah, let me just tell you a few more things about
Yeah,
the
please,
festivals.
please.
Okay. So we do festivals all over the country. I have traveled from California to Colorado to Michigan to Florida, back to Colorado to Virginia to Pennsylvania, Kansas, Missouri. I I have done some miles, let me tell you.
Yeah.
We do festivals in California. I would say that we actually find I actually like festivals in the Midwest and the East Coast more. I'll tell you why. People in California are kind of pretentious.
I seriously was like, it's got to be kind of a yuppie crowd there, huh? Like,
So
I don't wanna say it.
okay, this is
I'm
what
a
I'll
Midwest.
say. I love my people everywhere. I love my customers everywhere. It's just a vibe. It's
Absolutely.
I'm holier than thou. I have all the accessories. Um, okay, I have an $800 holster. I won't lie. I have very expensive gear, but I also work fucking hard.
Yeah.
Not that these other people don't, but anyways, I mean, it's like how aligned is your chakra? That's what California festivals are, and I'm sick of it.
I know. Okay, so I felt that way about, I don't want to say the name or even where it was because it'll like give it away. I just put my hair up. Now I'm taking it down.
Okay.
But it very much, okay, it was like a Colorado festival, I'll leave it at that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was like, and it was a female festival on top of it. And it was just such a, like, you don't belong here vibe. And I was like, how could this be a woman's gathering? And then it feels so alienating. Like
Yeah.
it was like I don't know. It was weird. Like the people leading the meditation circles were like the people who were like the shortest and like rudest to the people working, which I was. I'm like,
Yeah.
what
It's
is
weird.
this
Like
weird vibe?
it's just a couple festivals. I wouldn't say it's all California festivals. I definitely have been. There's a California festival called Emissions, and Camp Question Mark puts it on. And they are Burning Man camp, and it's definitely a rager. It's definitely it's a shit show in a good way. It's
Yeah.
my homie festival. I went to it for 11 years.
Ooh,
Um, Always getting down till 4 in the morning,
yeah.
getting in way too much trouble.
Sure.
But there's some other California festivals where I don't feel the vibe. I mean, when I go, so Lost Lands, I don't know if you've heard of Lost Lands before,
Yeah.
but that is the first year, 2017, by far my favorite festival I've ever been to.
Really? I heard good things. I just have never
I mean, the production, the sound, the people, the everything about it was amazing. And it's something about the crowd, the younger crowd, the 20 to 30-year-olds that have all this energy and just want to headbang and just I hate saying good vibes because it's gross, but and just
good vibes.
it's really gross, but I'll say it, good vibes. It's just, and they want to get ratchet and they want to get gross and they want to get fucking
And they
wild. They
don't
want to get
judge.
drunk.
I feel like that's like what it boils down to is they're not judging anyone.
No, they
And
want to
they're
get
being the
gross.
most authentic fucking
Yeah.
shit show they can be. Like
Yeah.
it is a different vibe for sure. I don't
I
know
love.
if it's good vibes for everyone, but that is totally good vibes for me. I'm like, yes, just as long as we're not fucking judging each other the whole time we're here.
Yeah, and I really just came to appreciate because I went to California festivals for a long time until 2017. I mean, I lived in California. I went to Symbiosis in Nevada one
I
time.
heard of that one too.
Yeah, Symbiosis is actually a pretty incredible festival, and it was my first major festival besides the festival I went to for a long time was Reggae on the River here in California. And let me tell you, festivals were different when I was 14. They
I
were
bet.
There was some weird drugs back then.
Oh
Some
yeah.
2C11, 2C7,
Like the
2CB.
90s. Or
Just
no, I guess the early 2000s. Yeah.
it was weird. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
anyways,
I remember. Yep. Yep. I
it
remember
was
exactly.
weird. I was 14, so it was like 2005.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was a weird time in my life. But yeah, it's a different vibe, and I really appreciate just the people in the Midwest and the East Coast because they're not jaded yet.
Right. I
I'm jaded.
the perfect
I'm
way to
very
say it.
jaded, and it's nice to be around people who aren't jaded.
Yeah, I never really know the actual definition of jaded, but I feel like it's just kind of losing your shine a little bit. You're like perk. You know what I mean?
Well,
Not like in your life. I just mean like when it comes to that particular, like for you, it might be festivals where you're like,
I've
you
been there,
know,
done that.
yeah,
That's what jaded
exactly.
means to me. I've
Yeah.
been there, done that.
Yeah, like you're not like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about it anymore because you've done it already, right?
Yeah,
Like
I've been there. I did this.
totally. Yeah, I felt that. I'm like very conscientiously like paying attention to when I don't like I've never felt that way right before in my life. I've only been to maybe 10 festivals in my life, right? I
Yeah.
love festivals, but like I'm a mom too, so I don't
Yeah.
get out all the time, right? And which I was thinking I could be a nanny for your friends. I have a baby, like,
I'll let her know. Let her know.
um I have recently been feeling like, oh God, am I gonna like lose my lust for all of, you know what I mean? Like
No.
that's one thing that genuinely does worry me. Cause I'm like, I love it so much. Like if I grow out of it, it will be kind of sad.
Yeah, it's something about whether you're working or not working at a festival, it's these interactions that you have with people you don't know that are actually incredibly genuine and they're fulfilling. Like seeing some weird person with a sign and being like, "Hey, I'm a weird person and I like your sign." Um, like there's something so genuine about that you don't get from the real world. Like I said, we have festivals to escape our real lives. We do these things so we can let loose, and taking that away for a lot of us has been painful because we're all extroverts. Like like
We need
we
that connection.
we thrive off of this energy that people give us in festivals or shows. It doesn't even have to be festivals, just
Right.
or going to the bar. Like
Exactly.
I would like to go
Having a
pay.
conversation with a stranger.
Yeah, and the weird conversations I had with people at festivals, like it just it's more genuine than anything I have right now, and that's something I miss.
Yeah.
It's just I I definitely have nights where I have one too many drinks and I listen to my favorite DJ Zed's Dead and I start like crying a little bit because I'm like, I fucking miss this feeling that I have in a crowd with my friends, whether I'm high or just a little drunk. It doesn't matter what substance or whatever, or sober or not. It's this joint experience we all have together. And when it comes back, I'm going to not take it for granted like I did before because I never thought it would end.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
It's so I really don't think any of us really saw anything like this happening. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't even a blip in the radar that like everything could actually shut down, you know? Like I would have never fathomed, right? It's just
yeah.
yeah, I really hope we get back to it because we need to meet in real life at a festival, preferably. I'm
Yes.
trying to set stuff up in Florida. I haven't gone to Florida in a really long time. And the lady I talked to on Tuesday, she happens to be in Florida, and she's a event creator, basically, or she's in the event business and festival business, like setting them up, So I think that it would be cool if we all got together sometime.
Yeah, I think Florida is gonna be the first place to start having festivals again, which I don't. I have a lot of issues with Florida generally as a state,
Right.
but I want to be able to. Luckily, I'm young enough that I'll be okay if something happens to me, but
Right.
we have to think about the greater extent of the damage to our older immune compromised
Oh,
community.
absolutely.
But Florida is rearing to go. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I think they have had a few events in 2020 that were pretty big, But I don't know, that's another like weird one where it's like those people literally live off of tourism, and they stop, if they stop
Yeah.
the tourism, then the entire population has zero income, whereas like I
Yeah.
feel like everywhere else it's like you can get by feeding people in your town because they're people in your town, but like
Yeah.
being a coastal state like that, I could understand how they have more of a financial hardship than
Yeah.
us, like other states. I mean, granted, the ski resorts and shit are getting people from out of town all the time, like I'm
Yeah.
in Colorado, there's like all sorts of people traveling into our state, So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know where to draw these lines anymore. I feel like,
Yeah. I mean, at some point, my mom lives in Colorado, and I was there in July to visit her. And of course, I was scared because my mom's in her 50s. She's not that old, but she is immune compromised in a sense. And she lives in a town that's on the border of New Mexico and Texas, sort of. And there's hella tourists. No one gave a fuck.
right.
I was like, I think, okay, in the Bay Area, we've been on lockdown since March.
Total. Oh no, I know.
I have not seen a stranger's mouth in 10 months. Okay. I have not seen a grocery store's man's nose since March. Okay, I want to see people's mouths again.
I know. I feel that. I really do. It's hard to read people. I'm like, I still will for the most part, hopefully, but like, shit, I wish I could see what's happening here.
Anyways, well, I'm super happy you invited me on here. I hope I was able to give some insight into Norlina Freedom Designs. I know we went off on some other topics, but
Hey,
I
we
guess
don't stick to any topic here. We just
I
talk
guess
about whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
yeah, I guess the takeaway is, we need our strong female community, and this is gross as well, to empower each other and good vibes.
Be gross. Be okay with being gross.
No, I think it is so incredible, the community I have now, and I'm looking forward to whatever's coming next.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you for being with me. I really appreciate it. It was good.
yes, thank you, and let me know when you release the episode so I can watch it and laugh at myself.
Weeks, I'm pretty sure, but I'll double check because they're bi-weekly, but I'll double check and send it to you. And you send me the information so that I can tell people where to go. Okay.
Okay, I will.
Also, just stay in touch because it's cool to, like you said, talking to new people. And that's, I think, why I started doing this, is because I'm like, I need to have some different conversations. I'm losing my shit. So I'm like, oh, now I get to talk to people I've never met before in my life. And it's really rad. So thank you for being here.
Well, great. Thank you so much.